everybody. This is Mike Pernai with ETHOSystems. Very happy you could all join today for the presentation of how Sage Intacct has caught up to Sage 300 CRE. We just want to give you a little housekeeping to start. Everybody will be muted. Everyone will be muted. However, there is an area for you to submit questions, and we will get to the questions that we can. And then also after this, there will be follow-ups for sure. So we will be reaching out to, answer questions that we aren't able to get to during the broadcast today, during the webinar today. So just want to give you a heads up on that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and we're going to jump into the software here. And all right, great. So again, how is Sage Intacct caught up to Sage 300 CRE, or really how do the two compare? So this is going to be our agenda for today. We're going to go through deployment, talk about upgrades, the multi-entity accounting, dashboards, reporting, alerts, as well as payroll. So first thing is deployment. This is where the comparison starts. Is Sage 300 CRE, it is installed on a server and individual workstations, or you can put it through a hosting provider, third-party IT company to have it hosted, so you can access it via a VPN. Whereas with Sage Intacct, it's a completely cloud-based solution. It's a website that you're going to go to. So as long as you got an internet connection, you're able to access it from your devices. Now, upgrades and updates is a little bit different. As many of you on this call are well aware, when it comes to a Sage 300 CRE upgrade, there's one release a year, one big release a year, and then at the end of the year, we'll have the tax update. But for Intacct, what it is, and then actually, sorry, for the Sage 300 CRE updates, you then need to upgrade the server, each individual workstation, some reports that need tweaking, and to get those release notes, you can get the PDF from the knowledge base or something like that. But can cause some downtime for you as well. Typically our clients like to do it, over a weekend or, late Friday, something like that. Whereas with Intacct, there's going to be four updates every year, each quarter. They are done. They're done automatically in the instance, and they don't cause any downtime to you. There's also going to be a page for you on the homepage that I'll show shortly, that has a dedicated section with all of the release notes. So when you're inside of Intacct, which we're inside there right now, this is my home page. And in the home page, you'll see here 2023 release 1 is here. I can see all the notes. There's going to be a video here that'll have all the release highlights for me, where they actually go through all the product enhancements. We at ETHOSystems also do a video for our YouTube channel that highlights all of these, all the releases that are going to be most important to our clients. So if you want to see the entire release video, you can watch it right through here. You could read through the notes, get to some get to more detailed areas, or you could watch the video that we put up on our YouTube channel. We'll go back to here. All right. The next is going to be the comparison of multi-entity. So Sage 300 CRE, as you're aware, multi-entity, you can run consolidated financials. You can automatically create intercompany AP, GL transactions between your entities. It is it's an accrual or cash only accounting software. If you have multiple data folders, you actually need to log out of the current data folder and into the other data folder you would like to access. If you have multiple entities and you want to go and they're in separate data folders, you need to log in, log out of those. Then for Sage Intacct, it's also multi-entity. You can do the consolidated financials. You can actually automatically create intercompany AP, GL, and job cost transactions between your entities. There's also user-defined books, and it's not limited to accrual or cash. You can have tax, GAAP, etc. And dashboards are going to be easily filtered to show information for all of your entities or your separate entities. There's also a simplified GL enabled by dimension accounting. Dimension accountings allow for you to basically apply tags to transactions based on department location. And then that allows you for, one set of books, and you can then run consolidated financials or separate based on these dimensions very easily. which I'm gonna show this in a second. And then you can also have multiple data sets open at one time. There's no log in and log out. So we'll jump back into the software here. And so you'll see up here, it says I'm in the top level of my instance. And here are all the other entities that I can be in here. So if I want to go to this Timberline GC, I can go to my Timberline GC. And it's going to pull me back into that same page for Timberline GC from the applications of where I was. Now, it's also going to keep the top level open. I'm free to go around inside the top level and can open up other dashboards and things here. So what I'll show you now is, so that's how easy it is to jump between entities. And what's nice about this dashboard here is this is pulling in everything. So because I'm at the top level, it's going to pull in all information for all of my entities into one consolidated dashboard for me. And as you can see, we've got some live tiles here. There's going to be the shading for quick information. There's drill down capabilities, all that fun stuff. But what's then nice is when we go into the GC and we go to the dashboard for the GC, what happens there is it's going to then pull the information in strictly for this entity and this entity alone. So you'll notice that some of the information is different, and you're going to notice that instead of the red arrows down, we've got green arrows up, because for this entity it's different than as my whole, for all of my companies. And to talk a little bit more about this, dashboarding is, you'll see that we do have these live tiles. What's nice about the live tiles is these will act as KPI tracking for you, and they're going to update in real time. And they can also give you quick indicators such as the green arrows up, or green arrows up, red arrows down, smiley face, frowny face, thumbs up, thumbs down, things like that, or shading. That's going to give you a quick indication of how that area is running or how that's performing there. You also have your project overview, which, as I'd mentioned before, you'll have your project overview here with multiple reports. You're going to have a lot of options around here. But this is more for, also our dimensions. So these dimensions are going to be our locations. So if I want to see all of my projects just for my Beaverton location, I can then go ahead and apply it and pull up just Beaverton here. And it's then going to filter. And so now I'm getting into this department level specifically to this, entity, this location. So just to show you how quick and easy it is to filter this information for you. And now we're going to jump back. So dashboarding, I know I already kind of jumped into a little bit, but with Sage Intacct CRE, the vast majority of our clients, they have the, you have the limited role-based dashboards, but everyone kind of has that one main job dashboard that everyone uses. Whereas with Intacct, there's an unlimited amount of dashboards. You can create them easily, which we'll show shortly. You can make them specific to employee, entity, department, division, location, role. And as I mentioned, users can create their own easily, and they can be updated in real time. So again, we'll go back into this dashboard for you. And so you see here, I have my project performance dashboard, which we've already spoken about. But then I can also get down into some more information here. And there's graphs available. There's going to be drill down information. We're going to get into reporting in a second, so I'll open some of these shortly for you to see those. But you have all this information at your fingertips. The other nice thing about this too is, yes, there's project performance, but also if I wanted to see my financials dashboard, I can pull up my financials dashboard and we can go to the cash analysis. And it'll give me my cash analysis for this, for the company, for this entity specifically. Or I can also filter then to my controller view, and it's just going to update it for me to my controller view. And again, the live tiles, everything's going to update very quickly here. I'm able to look at my P&L summary, P&L detail, balance sheet. So what's nice about this is how easy it is to get to this information. And then if I want to change this to a specific date, maybe I want to change it back to 2022 for some reason, I can go ahead and apply it. Or I want to do it for a specific location or by certain project types, or I've even got project manager as an option, or I've got all this information here. I've got all these filtering abilities. So if I want to flip this now to end of June of 2022, I'm able to flip that and I'm able to see this information now. It's very easy, like I mentioned. Then when you want to update something, you've got the refresh right there. It's going to refresh for you. You're going to have the most up-to-date information. So it's really nice, really easy to do. And As I've mentioned, it's easy to create your own dashboards. You can make role-based dashboards, so only specific employee user types are going to be able to access certain dashboards. Some people use dashboards for company information. You can have one that's, it can have web pages on it, a calendar, links, PDFs, documents, things like that. So dashboarding is what we find it's one of the most heavily used areas of the solution, because people just end up creating their own dashboards with all the information that's important to them, and they're able to log in and see very quickly and very easily. Okay. So now for reporting, we're going to do a little bit differently. I'm going to show a couple on screen here, and then also I'm going to, I can show them to you live inside of the software as well to give you a bigger picture. So I wanted to do more of I wanted to do a side-by-side comparison for everybody for the three of the main reports that we've seen our clients using over the past, 30 years in Sage 300 CRE. And one of the main ones is, cost code summary. So it's got my job, it's got my cost code group, and then all the cost codes that go into there: estimate, changes, total estimate, what's committed, job cost to date, remaining estimate. I'm sure everybody on this is very familiar with this report. Click too quick. And now this is what we have inside of Intacct. So we have our job cost by cost code. So it's going to be, again, by your group, by your parent task or group cost code. The cost code's inside of there. Again, this is why I'll show it. Some I'm going to show live because of getting cut off. But I've got the cost codes inside of there, my totals, but estimate, approved changes, total estimate, committed, job cost to date, remaining estimate. So we have this report inside of Intacct. Our other is going to be the cost spreadsheet. So cost spreadsheet is going to break out, again, very similar information, but we're going to break it out by cost type here and include our overhead and other. This is also available inside of Intacct. And I actually have this one on one of my dashboards, so this will be one that I pulled for everybody to see. But as you see here, again, it's got our job, it's got the group cost code broken up, and then broken out by individual cost code inside of there. And then it will give me my totals there, and then break it out by cost type: labor, material, subcontract, equipment, other, overhead as well. And to show you what that looks like live in the software, we'll go back to this dashboard because I actually have it right here on my project performance dashboard. And we'll give this 1 second. Something else I want to point out while this is being pulled up for us is you'll see this button here, add to dashboard. What's really nice about Intacct, again, for the dashboarding is if you're ever in the software, you run a report and you go, wow, that'd be great to have on my dashboard. Well, wonderful news. All you do is you click this button, you select the dashboard you want to put it in, you drag and drop it to the location that you want, you're good to go. Click save, and then you're good to go. So makes it very easy. But here's that, here's that report that I was just showing. I wanted to show it more, fully. I apologize for not having much of a screen to show everything all in one spot, but I think everyone gets the gist of it. So it's really nice tool. And obviously we've got the shading there, which is nice because it sticks out, gives you a quick indication. All right. And then last one I wanted to go through was the job cost report. So we get our job cost report here, and it's going to break it out again with our equipment type at the cost type that is pertinent to that individual cost code. And this is also a report that we've created with our cost type here. So it'll show everything for you. It's going to show the cost code. It's going to show the amounts, and then give you your totals for your detail, and it'll do it by cost type. So reporting is something that we have worked very heavily on over the past few years inside of Sage Intacct, and we've created a lot of reports for our clients, specifically our Sage 300 CRE clients that have moved, from Sage 300 CRE to Intacct, or Sage 100 Contractor to Intacct. And this is just a list of some of the reports that have been created by our amazing consulting team. I didn't want to take you through all of them because I didn't think we'd want to be sitting down here for an hour and a half. But wanted to take a quick snapshot for you guys to show you just some of the entries some of the entries that we have created, that our consulting team has created. Another area that I want to go over is the alerts area. So as most are familiar here with Sage 300 CRE, you're going to need My Assistant in order for alerts, for the email notifications, automation of report scheduling, things like that. Whereas with Intacct, there's actually a notification tool. There's actually a notification tool built inside of the software, and it's very, very easy to do. You can have a warning. You can have a warning pop up. You can have an email come through. It's something that's very heavily utilized, which I know the vast majority of our clients are using My Assistant and using that for the scheduling reports and their notifications. So it's used just as heavily inside of Intacct as well, and it's a feature that our clients are very, very happy with. And you also can create your own. You can create your own alerts and whatnot. And then the last item I wanted to run through was going to be payroll. So payroll was released about a year ago for Intacct in like a beta early adopter version, and now it's available to Intacct via the payroll module. I want to take everybody here through just some screenshots to show you what those payroll, what the payroll setup and what that looks like for you, and how it can handle, how it can handle payroll. So what we have here is it's an employee master. It's showing the employee assigned and their home local 729 Boilermakers. So it's Danny Grant, and then we'd have his details, the compensation, pay modifiers, taxes, federal withholdings, things like that. But we see it here. And then here is the job master that is showing union local 424 Boilermakers as the union on site at that job. So this is where we're able to set that up for that job specifically. And what's nice about this is you'll notice that it was Union 424, but we need to set up reciprocity for the Union 729. So this is how you're able to set that up with the local, and then where the reciprocity rules are. So for Danny Grant, even though he's 729, but he's working in 424, we have to have that reciprocity set. And this will be the union compensation table, with your rates and fringes. And then this is just a quick employee payroll calculation screen. Again, this is for Danny Grant. This is one that went through, as you see, like the check period and everything. So we're able to show the earnings, deductions, taxes, net, company, everything broken out by day for you as well. You can go through these. You'll see that there are the arrows down. So if we wanted to drill into that information, see more, you can certainly do so from the employee payroll calculation field. And those were the quick areas and items that I wanted to go over with everybody. I appreciate everybody who attended today. Again, you're going to be reached out to, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye-bye.